Am I on? Oh, there we go. Am I on? Let me see. I hope y'all motherfuckers hear me. Now I'm looking at the YouTube shit. This shit is saying, what's the YouTube shit saying? Saying like the stream is not working or something. Let me see. I'm just gonna record it. Let me see. Let me make sure that I'm recording this shit. Let me make sure I'm recording it. Well, I'm recording this shit. I'm gonna set it on SoundCloud like I always do, because this shit be tripping. YouTube be fucking tripping. Let me see. Yeah, testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did he come back? God damn, did he come back? Jesus Christ. I'm drinking this motherfucking licorice Egyptian tea right now. I know it's a whole, like I said in the beginning, if you couldn't hear me, I had to make sure I turn the volume up. What I'm about to say, there's a whole bunch of people at church right now, probably singing in the choir. I used to sing in the choir too. R.I.P. to Keon. We used to be on that clown ass shit too. Man, thinking that this is the only way. I remember one time I heard a motherfucker say, yeah, motherfuckers think they gonna sing their way to heaven. I was dying laughing. I was like, damn, I hope the motherfuckers ain't talking about me. But anyway, did he come back? If you didn't hear me in the beginning, did he come back? This motherfucker, man, that's all I even be paying attention to YouTube. YouTube be saying I ain't even, the stream not even working. But anyway, hopefully there's somebody can hear me. Well, it say my shit is on. I'm recording this shit right now, so hopefully I can hear me. But anyway, man, shout out to everybody. Hey, I'm not meaning to offend you black Christians, man, because I know y'all think that y'all religion that's only been around for 50 years is going to lead you to so-called heaven. You know what I'm saying? So if that's what you want to do, go ahead and do that. But while you up there reading that King James Bible, why don't you go ahead and pick up the ISIS papers by Dr. Francis Cress Welsing that speaks about genetic annihilation? Because we're the dominant gene, they're the recessive, and we basically can fuck them out of existence. They know that. Look, this is how bad racism is. For all y'all that's listening, shout out to No Compromise. Hey, No Compromise, I just got this message from you on YouTube about, what did it say? You said that about doing scheduling. I got to get with you on that, my brother. Because I didn't even know what you was talking about. And then when I tried to respond, sometimes it'll let me respond and sometimes it don't. I have to like go into my YouTube and log out and log back on. That shit is crazy. Shout out to No Compromise. Shout out to Florida, Erica Stand Up, Shawnee Philly in the building, Tasha, Miss Wendy. Where Miss Wendy at? I ain't seen Miss Wendy in a minute. But anyway, that's how you know that this world is racist. The United States of America incorporates racist. They'd rather let a whole bunch of immigrants and everybody else in here and fuck them out of existence. They just don't want to they don't want to commingle with niggas. But they don't understand we have the dominant gene, not them. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I be laughing, man. Oh man, we got some shit to discuss, man, today. That's a fact. We got some shit to discuss. Hey, so if y'all can't hear me, then that ain't on me. Hold on, let's see. Yup. My shit say I'm good. And I'm not talking about YouTube either. Hey, what's going on, man? No Compromise. I seen you, man. You gonna have to show me, my nigga, because I know it's a thing in there where you can like schedule your lives and shit like that, but man, nigga, hey, I'm not technically savvy like that, man. That's why I be watching your podcast. Your shit be tight. That nigga be having like a split screen. He be interviewing people and shit. I'm like, how the fuck is this nigga doing that shit? That shit is tight, man. Go check out, hey, Shawnee, go check out No Compromise. I know when Shawnee is listening, when she always listening. Like I said, y'all always hear me mention Shawnee, because Shawnee been here since, matter of fact, Shawnee was like the first one. And we had met through Dr. Boyce Watkins shit. And Dr. Boyce Watkins was like, go check out, I forgot what the name of the podcast was. And it was me and Nuke. And then Nuke schedule changed and it was just me. At first, I ain't gonna lie though. Shawnee, no, I was gonna stop doing it at first. Cause I was like, I like doing it. I like doing it with Nuke. Cause Nuke be having me dying laughing, but our schedules. But I've been talking to Nuke though. I'm gonna hit up Nuke. But here, man, I'm gonna cut this clown ass music now, man, because we're gonna get into the topic, man. The topic today is NBA and racism, and we're gonna talk about it today. So let me cut this clown ass music down and shit. Probably can't even hear the music. janky ass YouTube. But anyway, hold on, let me cut this clown ass shit down. But anyway, man, no compromise. I fuck with you, man. 066, bodiless passenger. You know, I fuck with y'all niggas, man. Philly, stand up. You already know. Man, I was watching this thing, man. First of all, let's get on this shit, man. I don't understand why people think the NBA is not racist and why the NBA is exempt from the racism. Now, you notice that NBA player, you know, Jackson Hayes or whatever, he got into it with LAPD. And y'all need to go watch the video because it's an Asian motherfucker in there. Y'all talking about stop the Asian hate, but that Asian couldn't wait to fuck a nigga up. See, that's what I'm saying, man. You got police that don't like niggas, policing niggas. And then people wonder why the results are the way they're. It took 3 months. Then y'all ain't no real motherfucking police. Because the real police, in my personal opinion, see, that's another thing too. You gotta be very, very conscientious of your neighbors too. Because your neighbors don't want you over there. So if you're in a decent neighborhood and you got neighbors over there, they gonna call police on you too. Because they don't want you over there. And they'll duck and hide while they call police. Like that brother, that light-skinned brother, I forgot where he was from. And he was just sitting in his driveway in the car, just chilling. And then the motherfucking police came up and shot and killed him. Talking about we got a call. And that person who called the police, they should be found, brung up on charges too, because you're inciting violence by gaslighting a motherfucking race soldier to go do what the fuck they do. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna get his name is Jackson Hayes. I like the way they spelled his name too, Jaxson. They didn't spell it like Andrew Jackson. So smart. Fuck Andrew Jackson. That punk motherfucker was a white supremacist who did the black Seminoles and the black Indians and the black motherfuckers in Florida out of fucking line. Y'all need to go read the Black History Reader, 101 questions you never thought to ask. This motherfucking Andrew Jackson basically used the motherfucking police to jack niggas for their land because I can't remember this part. No compromise. Help me. I think it was either Spain or France. There was like a treaty where you had to give black people their land in Florida back. They had to give black people their land. And I forgot what I don't know if it was the Spain treaty or the French treaty where there was a treaty that was signed where black people can go back to Florida and reclaim the land that is owed to them. That's what the Spaniards or the Frenchmen did, one of them. And Andrew Jackson was like, okay, cool. And as soon as they all left, got on their boats and went back to where the fuck they went back to, man, Andrew Jackson was like, he went and got the military police and went back over there to Florida and was like, fuck y'all niggas, this is my motherfucking land. That's the type of shit that Andrew Jackson was doing. So fuck Andrew Jackson. And fuck anybody who agree with that shit. Period. I don't see no white Jewish people agreeing with Hitler and agreeing with what Hitler's people did to them. So why the fuck should I agree with that shit? It's so funny. Motherfuckers talk all this shit about niggas and all this shit all day long. As soon as you say one thing about the white Jewish community, they ready to cancel you. But the white Jewish community is sit back and let everybody call us niggas and monkeys and slaves and all this other shit and make contradictory films about us, denigrate us in fucking TV. But soon as somebody say one wrong thing about the white Jewish community, oh, you anti-Semitic. Oh, you this. Oh, you that, man. So, nah, fuck all that. I don't want to hear that shit. But yeah, man. Jackson Hayes had some problems with LAPD. Y'all know LAPD is full of shit. And we gonna get into it. I got some video from TMZ. And first, before we play the video, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna definitely say this. Just because you in the NBA and you got a little bit of money and niggas know who you are does not mean that these police will not run up on you. So that's first. Second of all, I'm already knowing this brother was probably emotional and they want you to be emotional. If you got money, just handle it in court. If you cannot drink and have a good time with people and y'all arguing with people, know the police are gonna be called. You shouldn't have even been outside. I wouldn't have even opened the door. I would have been like, I don't feel comfortable with y'all opening the door. And I would have called 911 and said, hey, I'm an NBA player. I'm afraid for my life. And there are police officers there. I don't know why they have been called and they're at my front door. And I don't feel comfortable opening the door due to police violence against African Americans. That's what I would have done. You don't never open the door and get to talking. They outside probably talking and, because that's how police do. They come amongst you and make you feel comfortable, and then they get you all emotional. Sounds like the corporate plantation. So, here, let me play this. I'm going to play this shit. Let me play this motherfucking video. And, let me see if I can find it. Because this one, TMZ got one. And I'm going to play the TMZ one. The reason why I'm playing the TMZ one, because white people will always frame the narrative like they on your side, but they will throw you under the bus every chance they get. So we're going to play this video. And I want you to see how they describe this NBA player. I want you to see all this shit, because I know how TMZ is. I know how TMZ is. I don't need to watch videos. I know how they are. They always act like they for black folk, and then they will flip it. So they'll play both sides, so they won't get flack from either part. Very, 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 very deceptive and elusive. So you gotta watch TMZ. Everybody act like TMZ is for them. TMZ is not for you. TMZ gonna report the story and then flip flop like a fish out of water. Here we go.
We have some video now of a NBA star getting arrested. This happened, you may have heard about this. Jackson Hayes, star for the New Orleans Pelicans, was at a home here in the LA area when he got arrested. The police said they were responding to a report of alleged domestic violence.
Pro-allegedly, because ain't nobody came out and said he put his hands on nobody. See, that's what I'm saying, man. Y'all need to understand that when you move to another neighborhood, you need to look at the surroundings. Look at your neighbors. Look at who they are. Understand, you be better off getting drunk somewhere in the hood than getting drunk in a nice neighborhood, because you could be in a shout match. These people will call the police on you because they don't want you there. They don't want you there. So you have to understand that. And if you're an NBA player, they don't give a fuck about you being an NBA player. They don't want your nigga NBA playing ass over here.
And they went there to check on the woman who was in the house. They get into an altercation with Jackson, and now we have the video. TMZ Sports got this video that shows the arrest, because we knew he'd been taken into custody. We knew that there was a scuffle with police and that he was tased. But now we're going to see it all unfold in this video, and it is very dramatic. And his friends are standing there watching this, and you can hear.
You see how they said, I already know how TMZ is. They're going to set it up like they on your side and all this other stuff. And then, you'll see. Then they'll flip it on you in a minute. That's why fuck Hart, whatever his name is, Harvey Levin and all the mother. You see how they did motherfucking what was that brother that was on that show? And they couldn't see, that brother was getting bigger than the show, and that's why they fired that nigga. They got that nigga up out of there. Van Lathan was that brother's name.
Harvey, I think they thought that he had been shot by the police.
Yeah, I do too.
Just from the panic.
Yeah, there is a momentary panic there, but there's more to this story. So here's the video, and then we'll explain.
Stop! Stop! Get your hands off him now! Stop!
Wait, I don't even know if his girl is white. See, that's the thing too. I always tell people, date who you want. I don't care about all that, because at the end we gotta be on code. Do what you gotta do. I've always been this way. I've been this way for years. Do what you gotta do. Because let me tell you something. I watch more videos where, and that's why I want to, speak to my sisters too. Stop calling the police, man. If you cannot resolve that problem with your nigga, stop calling the police, man. You're setting your nigga up for death. So if y'all getting into it, somebody needs to leave the house. Stop calling the police. I'm talking to my people at this point. I'm not talking about everybody else. Stop calling the motherfucking police. I'm not talking about this situation in particular. But on Twitter, I just started seeing so many feeds where there were so many sisters. They get into it with their men, and then they calling police, and then the police coming out, and then they smiling with the police. And it's like, what are you doing? And the police is getting all this unwarranted information from the sister. And I'm like, see, we got to have a different, deeper conversation with our own. Be on code, man. Stop calling the police. You're setting whoever is around you up for failure. If your significant other or brother or cousin, they having a mental breakdown, y'all need to come up with tactics of trying to stabilize his mental capacity instead of calling police, because police is coming out there to shoot and kill. They're not coming out here to assess the situation and protect and serve. They're there to shoot and kill. So I just wanted to put that out there too. Now, I don't know if his girl's white. Apparently she is, And whoever is up under this brother, they set him up for failure. Because if the police come to your house and you got a real ride or die, she should have been outside. No, ain't nothing happened. Nothing. I'm okay. If y'all responded, ain't no domestic. Our dogs were fighting, and that's it. Could I help you with anything? And she should have told him, you go in the house. I handle this. No, everything is fine, officer. Do I need to call my attorney? Then the motherfuckers would have been like, oh, we just got to call. No, I don't know why they call. It seemed like some racist shit to me. That's how you stay on code. You don't stay on code. They in the house, and this nigga outside having a whole conversation with the police like a dumb fucking, and his friend was kind of antagonizing it too, probably. You know what I'm saying? So here, we're going to play more of the video.
See this whole thing. Badge numbers. No! No! What is that? What is that? Stop! Stop, please! Please stop! Please, Sophia, help.
See, this is where, because I watched another video, like the beginning of the video, and the police walk up and they're having this conversation with him. And I'm going to try to find that video too. And I'm like, brother, you shouldn't even be talking to the police. Why have you're a suspect in their eyes. Reasonable suspicion. So they're going to question you. And then they're going to try to make their way into the house. And if they feel like reasonable suspicion, they can come in there because somebody is hurt, then they're going to make their way into your house. Even if you're like, hey, man, you don't have a warrant to come in here. I remember some people over here was acting a motherfucking fool, so the police got called. So when the police got called, they need to come in our backyard. But they know that they have to ask permission and ask if there's any dogs there, because if they unlawfully shoot, my dogs or anything that I have going on here, they know that could potentially be a lawsuit and stuff like that. So you know what they did? They came to my front door, and I was like, could I help you? Oh, we need to access your backyard. And I'm like, all right. But, I'm like, all right. And then I just kind of sat there and watched to make sure, because I don't know what the fuck y'all doing. Y'all can drop drugs in my backyard. I don't know who the fuck y'all are. And they just sitting there waiting because they trying to get to the neighbors behind me that's acting a fool and shooting and acting a fool. So it's like, policemen are not dumb either. They know what the fuck they're supposed to be doing. And that's why when they got called out to this NBA play, they knew. Whoever called the police probably gave them a full detailed description on what niggas lived there, when and how. And I think this brother, this NBA Jackson Hayes, his friends, they were making it worse. The crying and, oh my God. And I was like, as a brother, like, bro, what you doing, bro? Why don't you get on the phone with his attorney? Why? I would be calling his attorney right now. Bro, what is your lawyer's number? Let's call him right now, so when you get down to the station, he's there on your behalf. Come on, man, you better start thinking like these motherfucking white people. These white people be like, all right, arrest me. And my attorney will be right there to get me out. Paris Hilton got arrested. This bitch had crack cocaine on her ass and got arrested on the Strip. That bitch didn't do but not 30 minutes in jail and was out of there. And this bitch had crack cocaine on her. So what does that tell you?
Stop resisting! Bro, they just came up to us and walked into here, and Jackson said you can't go inside. They started touching him, he pushed him around, and that's when he tackled Jackson. He just tackled Jackson out of nowhere.
Terrible friends. And if they wanted to get in the house, they would have walked in there. But see, they didn't want to get in the house. They wanted to get, when police are called, they fucking with somebody. They're not going to just call and be like, oh, okay, we came out here for nothing? Nope. That's just not how it works.
Back up!
And what you're listening to is an Asian man acting a fool, but a motherfucker want to talk about stop the Asian hate. Oh, my bad, they got an Asian hate crime bill. I forgot.
You're gonna end up back there like. What's your badge numbers? Okay, that's my friend right there. I'm texting him. Back up. What's your badge numbers? Stop.
Oh, here come all the police running up on him.
I'm filming. Stop.
And then they tackled the brother that was filming. That whole, because when they come out there, they're coming out there to fuck somebody up. They're not coming out there to be friends, because police are not trained to deal with black folk in that manner. They are trained to deal with black folk as animals. That's why when they're so aggressive, they get super aggressive real quick with black people because they scared. You know why they scared? Because they've been socialized. Black folk are the enemy. Black folk are the gorillas in the mist. Black folk are the elephants in the zoo. So we gotta tame them at all costs. That's the way they train. That's why don't be smiling with them. And when I mean like that, don't have no in-depth conversation with them when they already view you as a suspect.
There are a couple of things. I want to address the easy thing first, which is the guy that was filming when they said back off, he did back off. He backed up, and he walked away from them. And then you see these officers come and tackle this guy, or at least attempt to.
Who are the other officers come rushing in? At least 2 more officers we saw rushing in there.
I don't
And those look like Latino officers, by the way.
the justification. This guy has a right to videotape if he wants to, and they said back off, and he did back off, and then they went after him. So I don't know. To me, they crossed the line doing that. Look, here's what we're told happened. He had a dog, and his girlfriend had a dog, and the 2 dogs got into it, and then the 2 of them started arguing over who was at fault, and that's what the neighbors heard.
Fighting over a dog. And you heard he said neighbors, right?
When they called 911. And the police wanted to get in to see that the girlfriend was okay, and apparently he resisted. And
Jackson didn't want to let them in, right?
And that's what triggered it.
Exactly. And cops are saying that Jackson was the one who essentially started it all.
See? This is good on TMZ. You see how they flipped it? Oh, yeah, he had the right to record, but then they went right back to the NBA star. Well, you know, he's the one who started it. That's why y'all motherfuckers better stop thinking that these people are your friends. They're not your friends.
They said Jackson pushed a cop against the wall. And remember, Jackson is 6'11", 220 pounds. So I think that's why you're seeing kind of a little bit of panic in video from cops when they're talking to his friend and, rushing at him and stuff, because this is a big, big man here, and it's taken 3 people to put him down.
You know, he's a big... That NBA player, Jackson Hayes, is not Shaquille O'Neal. Stop. Stop trying to make it seem like he's some big god and it needed 30 officers. First of all, my message to Jackson Hayes, brother, the people you got around you, you need to get away from them because they set you up for failure. And you could have got killed. Like, those are not people. Those are not good people. Why? Okay. If once the police was called and somebody called, he should have went in the house. He should have went in the house. Or if he was out there, where the fuck was his bitch at and why she wasn't out there saying, hey, well, what's going on? No, ain't nothing wrong with me. Why are you guys out here? Give me the phone. I'm calling the attorney. No, because I played a video about 90 days ago of this sister. I don't know if she was white. I think she was white. And she got pulled over in San Dimas, California. I don't know if y'all familiar. I'm from California. So from anybody that know, West Covina, Ballin Park, Diamond Bar, Upland, the IE, stuff, Chino and all this other stuff. It's all connected. San Dimas, Laverne, Pomona. San Dimas is very nice. So she gets pulled over. And this lady was like, what do you want, you Mexican racist? I know you're racist. And then at the end of the video, she was just like, you'll always be Mexican and you'll never be white. So how do you feel about killing a whole bunch of black people? So apparently this white woman must have known, because she was a white woman, she must have known what the fuck they were doing. And she was going hard on that fucking Mexican dude. What do you want? You fucking racist Mexican? I'm gonna find this video and I'm gonna play it for you again to kind of reiterate that. And she kind of broke it down. She was just like, "What? You killing any black people today?" And then she said something that was so point. Shout out to my nigga Dom. Me and him was talking about that shit. And I told him, I said, you notice every other racial group, they always tout their nationality and where they're from and all this until they get around the dominant society. And then that all goes out the window and it's all hell whitey type shit, right? And he was like, my nigga, you ain't lying. Because we was talking about somebody at the corporate plantation that he knew, I ain't gonna say nobody's name. And I said, it's so funny, Dom, because at the end of the day, you'll never be them. And then I brung up that illustration. I'm like, this sister, he was like, I remember that fucking podcast, nigga, you ain't lying. Because he know where San Dimas and shit is at either. I'm like, that lady was like, you'll always be Mexican and you'll never be white. I said, God damn. But that's the truth. And that's how we need to be. And these people will flip it like they're on your side and then flip back and be like, oh, well, he's a big guy, he's 6'11", and, he's just gigantic compared to them. And, I don't know how it's going to happen.
And they still can't get him down with a stun gun and all that stuff. But cops are saying that body cam footage shows that Jackson was the aggressor. They show that he pushed him around. They've launched an investigation.
See? My thing is this. Why? Okay, this is how I'm saying. If you got a call for domestic violence, right? I feel like in their training, when they first walk up, I need to speak to both parties, right? I need to speak to both parties. I'm not going to fucking argue with you, and I'm not going to argue with him. I'm not going to argue. Nope. I need to speak to both parties. If one party is unwilling to come out, I'm speaking with one party. That party who I speak with, that's the information that I'm taking. And I'm taking that and I'm putting it into the system. And that's it. So if this person says there was no argument, nothing is going on, woo, 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 that's it. Could I speak to her? Hey, you want to come out? No, I don't feel comfortable with you coming in my home. Okay, well, can she come out? Okay, hey, let me go in there and go get her. Hey, you want to come out? No, I don't feel comfortable speaking to police. All right, done. All this, we need to get in there and like, come on, man. Like, you're not going to do no white person like that. Like I said, Paris Hilton was caught with crack cocaine on the strip. I mean, crack cocaine. I didn't see them arrest niggas for fucking a joint on the strip. I mean, full on, hands behind your back, hog tie them, embarrass him in front of everybody on the strip, and then put him on the paddy wagon and shit. That, for weed. I didn't see them do that to niggas out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Paris Hilton had crack cocaine. I'm talking about Freeway Rick type shit in front of the Wynn Casino. And guess what? That bitch didn't ever even go to jail. They didn't even arrest her. They detained her. And that bitch was gone and doing crack cocaine with her friends after that. This is the type of shit that I see. But these are the things that we got to understand, man, when we looking at it, man. For real, for real. What do you say? Wait. Let me see. Yep, it's all about keeping your composure. Yup, unnecessary. They care more about the dog than the guy. Hey, hold on. Speaking of that, Shawnee, remember when that sister was in Central Park and she was like, I'm calling the police. There's a black guy threatening my life. Them motherfucking white people was like, we're firing you from your job because of how you handled that dog. Remember she was choking the shit out that dog and shit? They was more concerned with the dog. They didn't care about that nigga getting his ass shot. He was like, go ahead, call the police. I don't care. Go ahead, do it. Do it. You know what I'm saying? Well, they say, black folks, keep your composure and keep your responses short. And he never resisted. They grabbed him up before he turned his back. No, she was black. Oh, she was black. See? Yep, I saw it. She's a teacher, but she was definitely black. Oh, you talking about in San Dimas, right? In San Dimas? Okay. They are supposed to separate them and each officer speak to each party. Facts. That's right, but I'm just saying how I would handle it. I'm just saying how I would handle it and how they should, institute it. Like, look, you need to speak to one person. Whoever comes out and speak. You request that the other party comes out. If the other party does not come out, you don't need to be there all day, waste your time on some silly domestic bullshit when it's real drug dealers and real crime going on in Los Angeles. So I don't understand that. You had 10 officers fucking with one NBA player that got money, when you got a whole bunch of other motherfuckers robbing and stealing and killing that y'all could be out there investigating, but y'all want to take y'all time to go up there and fuck, because a white person called. That's why. White person called. So, hey, Shawnee, what we talking? We talking about the sister in San Dimas? Are we talking about that dude's girl? No, she was black. I saw it. She's a teacher, but she was definitely black. Okay, she was black. Because remember, they blurred out her face. Remember when I did that video? They wouldn't show her face. And it almost seems to me like she knew something. She knew something because he wasn't aggressive like normal. Normally when it's black people, they get super aggressive, but he wasn't aggressive with her. She must have had some type of connections in San Dimas. That's a fact. I'm telling you, man. Here, let me play a little bit more. Let's play a little bit more of this bullshit.
To it all, obviously, but the preliminary results appear to be that Jackson was the aggressor, and that's why you're seeing so much violence.
Well, yeah, if they have that.
Oh, so since he was the aggressor, it take 10 motherfuckers to stomp him out and choke him out, and he can't breathe. Man, stop. Y'all justifying it. That's bullshit.
On body cam, then obviously we're going to want to see that. If they're claiming that he is the one who instigated the physical altercation, that should show up on their body cam.
Hi, my name is Trent Henderson. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. I feel like the situation basically is similar to George Floyd. And I feel like cops basically lock us up because we are stronger than we appear, basically.
Well, in fairness, he's 6'11", 220.
See how they keep it? He's 6'11". He's 220. Then why don't y'all start recruiting police officers that are in shape and not sitting around eating Dunkin' Donuts all goddamn day? Have y'all seen some of these police officers? Go to a crime scene. I ain't seen so many red-faced, beer-drinking, donut-eating, fat, jalopy, chili cheese dog-eating police officers in my fucking life. Very seldom you'll see a police officer that's in shape. The majority of them, like me, they got titties. And I'm like, God damn, man. And you a police officer? What the fuck?
And
6'11", and
they
if you
wouldn't
were
let, and he
resisting,
wouldn't let
and
the,
again,
But that's not his fault, though. Why don't you hire in shape police officers? That should be a mandate. You need to stay in shape. We're gonna give you a fucking, we're gonna give you a test every 6 weeks or 90 days to make sure you're in shape. Make sure you are eating. We're gonna check your body fat. We're gonna check the carbs. We're gonna check everything you eating, because eating plays a very intricate role in how you view people too. If you're eating all kinds of fucked up shit, you're gonna have an attitude. You ain't gonna want to be bothered. It's true, because the chemicals and the toxins in that food. And if you eat donuts and chili cheese dog. Look, let me tell you something. Y'all don't know how many times I've been in a PT's pub if you come to Las Vegas, Nevada, and I done seen police officers at their lunch break eating bar food. And I'm like, what the fuck are they doing here eating bar food? Y'all niggas should be eating salads and shit. They eating chili cheese fries and nachos and all this other shit. And then y'all supposed to be protecting and serving. After y'all eat that, y'all ain't gonna be able to chase nobody. Y'all gonna be on the toilet. Or you gonna need a diaper. Fuck out of here.
let them in.
if he were resisting, and again, this is a case where we're going to, once we see the full body cam, we'll know the full story. But he's saying one thing about about not being able to breathe, but the police saying he started this. So
We'll see.
the video.
Exactly. You are. Also, Shawnee, you said that lady was. Hey, now, Shawnee, you tell me this. We're going to play that video again. We're going to play that video again, because I really want y'all to hear that video. But no compromise. I want you to hear this shit. Erica, I want y'all to hear this shit. The reason why is because, Shawnee, you remember that podcast? This lady was speaking so direct, and they had her face blurred out. So I'm like, is this a white lady or a black lady? Because I couldn't tell. Remember in the video? Let me see. Let's see. Black. What's it? Black teacher cursed out Sandemus police. Let's see if I can find this shit. Okay, so she was, see, because they had her blurred out, so you couldn't see shit. I'm about to play it again. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure. No. Let me make sure that it's the same one, because they'll lie too. Our job is very tough. Call murder and Mexican racist. Yep, Sandemus. Here we go. Here we go. I found it. I'm about to play.
Very disturbing.
Well, I ain't about to play no motherfucking commercials, but here we go.
Always gonna be a Mexican. You'll never be white. You know that, right? You'll never be white, which is what you really want to be.
Ooh!
And it's our other big story at 6 o'clock. A traffic stop in San Dimas takes an aggressive turn as a driver spews racist comments at a deputy. The video was recorded on the deputy's body cam, and CBS 2's Joy Benedict is live in San Dimas with.
They only put that on there because then it must have been a sister. See, I didn't know if it was a sister or a white sister. I didn't know. But whoever it was, she was going in. I'm going to play it again.
Details and more of this confrontation that has gone viral, Joy.
Yeah, this really is something folks are talking about, Pat, and we have to warn you, it is offensive, and it's really hard to watch for me, but obviously millions of people are checking it out online just because a lot of them say they can't believe that this happened.
Man, because everything she said was a motherfucking fact.
You know why I'm being harassed today? Because I was going under the speed limit.
Oh.
A traffic stop in San Dimas has gone viral, but this time it's the word.
Now, y'all know, look, now, Shawnee, listen to everything they saying. No compromise, listen to it. They never said she was black. So she must have some type of influence in San Dimas. San Dimas is not a really big city. Google it. But San Dimas is in a very, very, very nice part of California. And when I mean, like, San Dimas is San Dimas is like that's where Raging Waters is. There's a lot of white people over there and a lot of black people. There's a lot of Mexicans too, but the Mexicans are more in Azusa, which is not far from San Dimas. But there's a lot of Mexican police officers out there because there's a lot of Latino brothers and sisters that live out there in San Gabriel Valley, because that's called San Gabriel Valley. So there's a lot of Latinos. And let me tell you something. I'm from there, and I don't like to talk about it. They used to write nigga on our wall every day. They used to write it every motherfucking day, and we used to have to repaint it. Every fucking day they used to write it. All the time. All the fucking time. Now, I didn't see a lot of racist stuff up front because a lot of the Latinos that were into basketball and rap and hip-hop, they kind of like treated us differently, like gods. But there were a lot of Latinos that were very, there was underlying tension. There was the Latino sisters that, oh, I can't bring you home because my dad doesn't want me to date a black guy. And there's all this underlying racial tension. And that's why I understand what that sister, you would have to be out there to understand where she's coming from. And then they flipped it like, oh, it's very racist. No, she didn't call him no beaner. She didn't tell him to go back to fucking Mexico. She just said, I know what you're doing. I know you out here killing black people, treating black people like shit because that's how they are. I know you probably belong to some type of Latino gang that is up under a white supremacist fucking umbrella because let me tell you, them Latinos will link up with them white supremacists and go against niggas in a fucking minute. Don't think that for a second. That's a fact. So I'm telling you, man, right now, I'm going to play this whole thing. But you notice they never said she was black. They never said her name. They never said nothing. So she must got some pull out there in San Dimas.
The woman behind the wheel that has many outraged.
I was going 38, so why are you harassing me?
You are correct. I pulled you over because
you're a murderer.
It took less
because you're a murderer. And she had her motherfucking camera on his ass.
14 seconds for the insults to begin and lasted throughout a 2-minute edited video posted online.
Can you call your supervisor, please?
I already did. He's on his way.
Good, because you're a murderer.
I take a lot of abuse.
Jim Wheeler is president of the Association of Los Angeles Deputy Sheriffs. He says sometimes people get upset when they get a ticket, but this goes too far.
Those comments were uncalled for.
No, they wasn't. See, they're not playing all the comments.
Murderers. Our job's very tough.
No, you guys are murderers. You are race soldiers. Y'all murder. Just like Tariq Nasheed said, y'all race soldiers that are sent to kill, and seek, and destroy. Y'all not there to keep the peace and protect and serve. Stop.
The video was taken using a body-worn camera owned by the deputy. It's equipment some choose to wear to protect themselves as the department doesn't offer cameras yet to everyone on patrol. It's dated April 23rd around 9:30 in the morning. The woman's face has been blurred, but her voice and opinion are clear.
You're always going to be a Mexican. You'll never be white.
Every time the
I love that, man. I love it. Hey, the reason why I love it, I was talking to my nigga Dom about it. I said, because that sister put it on blast. Because that's how real white folk that don't give a fuck are going to always feel. Go down south. Go down south and deal with those white folk. They don't fuck with niggas, but they don't fuck with no fucking Latinos and Puerto Rican. They don't give a fuck who you are. If you ain't white, don't bring your ass around here. That's how they are. Now, those are the white supremacists I could appreciate. Because they are equal opportunists like Donald Trump. I'm not telling you to vote for Donald Trump. I didn't vote for him, but I'm going to tell you, Donald Trump didn't like no other racial group. That's why all the other racial groups got together like Voltron and wanted to kind of team up with black folk to get Donald Trump up out of there because Donald Trump was like, well, fuck the Mexicans too. Build the wall. No, they don't need to come over here. Fuck them. And that's why a lot of other racial groups like, hey, he's talking about us too. Yeah, motherfucker.
He tries to ask a question, he gets an insult. Even when she admits she doesn't have her license on her. He asks for a photo of it.
Stop shaking.
The woman claims to be a teacher who was taking her son somewhere. It's not clear if he is in the car during the rant.
It's on the citation, ma'am.
Here you go, Mexican racist.
You did a very good job of de-escalating.
Salute to that sister. I wish I could find that sister, man. I gotta find another video because there's another video where it's playing everything that she said. Man, hold on. Let me see if I can find a video where it's playing.
Reach out and get just one person vaccinated.
Hold on. Now they got these football players talking about get that traccination. Y'all got niggas got me fucked up. Hold on. Let's see.
Look at this video. It's now viral.
Look, this white lady want to laugh. It's so funny.
And when you look at it, you really just see that it seems that a lot of law enforcement officials say that instances like this are becoming increasingly common.
Oh, man.
You are correct. I pulled you over because
you're a murderer.
This confrontation started as a traffic stop. A San Dimas sheriff's deputy pulling a woman over for allegedly using her phone while driving.
And can you call your supervisor, please?
I already did. He's on his way.
Good, because you're a murderer.
Okay.
Perfectly legal. And I'm a teacher. So there.
Congratulations.
You're a murderer.
You know why? Look, I'm going to say it one more time, no compromise. I am from that area, nigga. I'm from L.A., but I'm from that area, too. I went to Shenandoah Elementary in West L.A., and then I went to motherfucking some funky-ass schools out there in San Gabriel Valley, and let me tell you, that's exactly how they treat us. And she's probably had family members that have been treated like that. I remember this one nigga, oh, God, I forgot his name. He was from Compton. And he ended up living in, I think his peoples, he ended up going to my high school. But before he went to my high school, they had him go to Azusa High School. Azusa is nothing but Latinos. That's it. And then and it's so crazy. It's like how they do it everywhere else. Everything is so sectioned off. So Azusa is nothing but Latinos. And then you got the black schools like the Wardy High School, Monrovia High School. Those are all the nigga high schools. So it's not gonna be a lot of Latinos when I was growing up going to those schools because those schools were dominated by black folk. So, they gave a lot of Latinos Azusa, which is right by San Dimas. Well, Azusa High School, this nigga, I think his name was, what was that nigga's name? But he was from Compton. And his parents had moved him out there to Azusa to kind of get away from all the, violence or whatever in Compton. Long story short story long, the nigga told me, he was like, my nigga, because he ended up coming to my school too, because he was getting into Mexicans at that school. And he was like, nigga, I always had a screwdriver, a knife, or something on me every day, nigga. He was like, cause these motherfucking essays trying to jump a nigga every day, man. He was like, I had to fight niggas, beat niggas up. It was always them niggas. He was like, and it was only a couple of us that went to that school, so they kicked me out of that school, and he ended up coming to my school. And then after he left my school, I didn't see him for like a year and a half. Then I ended up seeing him at the Martin Luther King Shopping Center in Watts. And then we at the McDonald's. For all y'all that know in LA, yes, nigga like, no, nigga. God was on my side. People that listen to me, they know I used to be at that shopping center. There used to be a record store called the VIP record store in that shopping center. Me, RP to Keon, all my peoples out there, we used to always go to that VIP and listen to music because that shopping center, then they had it was like a CD store, and that's when CDs was real big in the 90s. And we would go to that McDonald's, and that McDonald's, I saw him in there, and he was like, nigga, he's like, I had to get from up out of there, man. He was like, it was too many motherfucking essays out there, man. Everywhere you turn. He even told me, he's like, I don't know how you be out there like that. I was like, nigga, I don't ever walk nowhere. Because I got into it with some essays. They tried to jump me and my homeboy. And, nigga, we had to fight them niggas, man. And, them niggas is like Ninja Turtles. Them niggas, you fight too, then these niggas start coming up out the sewers and shit. So I was like, man, fuck that. I was like, I hated it out there. He was like, man, he was like, we had like a 10-minute conversation. And he was like, man, what's up, nigga? I was like, where you at? He was like, shit, I'm back at Com High School. He was like, fuck that, nigga. He's like, I got to be around my people. He's like, I don't know how you do it out there. And I was like, man, I hate it. He was like, I remember you told me, my nigga, you said you hated it out there. I was like, man, I still got grievances with my folks about moving us the fuck out there. I would have rather stayed at Shenandoah Elementary, went to Webster, went to Santa Monica High School or whatever, Uni or wherever the fuck high school or Fairfax, but I'd have rather been around my people than be around people that don't even belong here but telling us to go back to Africa. Facts.
What's that? Hold that still for me.
Okay, murderer.
And that's it.
There you go, ma'am. Sign inside the red box right there.
For him being a Mexican racist. What is that name?
It's on the citation, ma'am.
Here you go, Mexican racist. You're always going to be a Mexican. You'll never be white. You know that, right?
Ooh.
You'll never be white, which is what you really want to be.
She is not lying. I'm playing this so you see. A lot of people from like the East Coast, a lot of people from down, they don't know this shit goes on. But I'm here to tell you, being from that area, being from that fucking area in particular, man, y'all don't understand the ridicule niggas get. I remember this sister I dated, beautiful red bone sister I dated. We used to always have conversations in high school all the time about that. All the time. That's all we would talk about. She would just be like, and she would tell me like, yeah, them essays be steady trying to holler at black girls too, though. On the low, they just don't be telling nobody. And I'm like, damn, Fritz, you're like, yeah, they be trying to talk to me too. They just don't be telling nobody. But they don't want nobody fucking them Mexican girls on them. And I remember me and her made a joke, and I was like, you ain't got to worry about that. You kiss one of them motherfuckers, they'll get pregnant. And she used to be laughing and shit because they used to be, in my personal opinion, I felt like they hated us because they weren't us. And the reason why I say that is because of a lot of the things that I experienced. And this lady is probably speaking from a standpoint of what her family has went through. Like I said, go out there and go walking around fucking West Covina and go walking around San Dimas and Azusa. You're going to get jumped as a black person. Just because you black, you're going to get jumped. And these are not even white people doing it. These are Latinos who don't consider themselves white. And my thing is, I had to tell a person before too, I'm like, how y'all gonna tell us to go back to Africa, but why don't y'all go back to Mexico? And then the motherfucker couldn't say nothing. Then everybody just looked around. I'm like, yeah, I'm tired of everybody trying to tell us to go back to Africa. I was in high school. I was like, but don't nobody never tell y'all to go back to Mexico. And then motherfuckers got quiet. And I remember a lot of the black people around, they felt the same way. Like, what the fuck? That's why I always, even though we were, associates at school and all that, I only had really one homeboy, and his name was Faustino. That was really my only nigga that was a Latino that wasn't with that racist shit, like, at all. Like, that was my nigga. He was like, man, I ain't with these niggas, man. I don't fuck with them. He's like, I don't fuck with that shit, man. He was like, everything I like is black people involved. Basketball, hip-hop, everything, man. He was like, I ain't with none of that shit. And I used to kick it with him all the time. But for the rest of them, oh, man, they can't stand niggas. They listen to our music and wear our clothes and listen to Wu-Tang and all this other shit and be laughing and having all these nigga jokes when we not around. So, fuck them. And this lady is coming from a real perspective.
Calm, composure is what we teach in the police academy. And you basically take a deep breath and say, all right, I'll tolerate this. I'll write her the citation. She'll be on her way.
Former LAPD officer and LA City Councilman Dennis Zine says the confrontation illustrates a disturbing trend.
The attitude toward police is becoming more and more hostile, more.
Man, stop. Everything she said was a fact.
More combative, more and more resistant. Police officers are there to protect and to serve, not to be mocked, not to be humiliated, not to be attacked by people.
Reaction to the video, first obtained by Fox News' Bill Malugin, is pouring in.
Shawnee, I'm telling you, this sister got some juice. You notice they never came out with her name. They never unblurred her picture. They never even said she was black. When have you ever known for a black person to say that type of shit and they don't put their name, their photo? She must be connected. She must like know somebody or principal, or she must be like underground connected, because they don't normally treat niggas like that. So she has to have some type of connection. And that's why she was bold enough to fucking say what she said. She was bold. I ain't never really seen nobody say no shit like that. And it was true. And everything she said, I believe it. You'll never be white. You will always be Mexican, because I know you want to be white. That's why me and my homeboy Dom, shout out to that nigga again, we was joking about that shit, because I'm like, we know somebody that, we know a mutual person that they want to be white so bad, it's almost disgusting. And I'd be laughing, because I'm like, bro, you're never going to be white. You can classify yourself as white to boost their numbers, because that's what Latinos do, because and Puerto Ricans and everybody else too, because Hispanic is not a race. That's an ethnic group. It's not a race. It's not on the census. So when you mark the census, you're not going to see Hispanic. Stop.
One viewer tweeted, "This lady is 100% white supremacy racist. So glad this was caught on video."
Look, they said she was a white supremacist. Shawnee, they said she was They said she was a white supremacist. That's funny as fuck, man. Because I didn't even know. I'm like, is this a white lady? Because they didn't really capture her skin. They blurred the fuck out of her face. So you couldn't even see her face. I'm like, damn, if this is a white woman, she going hard.
The cop acted like a total professional. Now for the real talk, we need to find this lady claiming to be a teacher of our youth and root out this evil witch. This is how racism spreads. Another viewer said, as a teacher of migrant children, this is despicable. We need police from all backgrounds. And how insulting to say this classy deputy wants to be white. Another simply said, my LASD hero. Great job, deputy. LA County Sheriff Alex Villanueva also praised the deputy's response.
Because he's a Mexican too. Isn't that ironic? So stop.
God bless him. Totally unflappable. No matter what she threw at him, he didn't take the bait. He was very calm, very professional, and real.
And Villanueva is a racist and probably a part of some type of racist Latino gang. Let's not get it twisted. Motherfuckers be acting like these police officers are not, I would say, joining forces with other gangs or coming from gangs. They just keep it, they keep it to themselves, keep it under their hats. But I'm going to tell you right now, these people are a part of gangs outside of the police department as well. And I'm pretty sure Villanueva, he said some slick shit about LeBron too. He don't like niggas either. Stop.
Revealed her to be what she truly is. If you want to call all of the deputies murderers, unfortunately, you're doing the exact same thing which you're accusing other people
Yeah,
of doing.
she is black, as you can see her skin, but they called her a white supremacist.
You're exhibiting the exact same issue, and it's no different.
Now, we do know the woman's identity here at Fox 11, but we have not yet been able to make contact with her. You heard her mention there that she is a teacher. Would not clear where she currently works at this point, but we do know that she worked at West LA College, that's right, some years ago. Reporting live from San Dimas, I'm Chelsea.
That's bullshit. They know who she is, but she got juice. And I'm proud of that sister. All hell to that sister right there, man. Man, Ashe, man, may the gods be with Mexicans come to America classifying themselves as white. Yes, they do. Yes, they do come to America classify themselves as white. That's a motherfucking fact. That's why people need to understand about the Census Bureau, because on the Census Bureau, there is no Hispanic. Hispanic is not a race. It's an ethnic group. That's why they throw all these terms. That's why I be trying to tell anybody I know, hey, man, can you please just go read Black Labor, White Wealth? And they be like, man, just read it, bro. Just read it. And then read Powernomics. Because they're going to throw all these broad, ambiguous terms as Dr. Claude Anderson teaches. I didn't know about that shit either until I read Black Labor, White Wealth. And I'm like, damn, a minority is a white woman too. I didn't even know that. What the fuck? And then people of color, that could be an East Indian. That could be a dark-ass Mexican. What the fuck? We need to stop using people of color. Okay. Don't use minority. Okay. We need to classify ourselves as native blacks. Okay, cool. Are foundational black Americans, as Tariq Nasheed says. That's real shit. Because if you don't specifically state who you are, they'll group you together. It's like this. I'm going to use this example. We're going to give $150 billion to minorities and people of color for jobs. And then you walk around fucking Las Vegas, Nevada, and you see all these businesses that belong to Latinos and Cubans and Dominicans and everybody else, and them kind of niggas. They section us off on the west side of Las Vegas. I know I've been talking. I got to do it. I scouted some areas yesterday, but man, I'm going to be honest with y'all, man. Like, it's so many people in Las Vegas, Nevada, man. I'm not liking this shit at all. It was shooting over here probably about it was shooting over here by my crib not too long ago, like this morning type shit. These motherfuckers be tripping. And I knew it was going to bring more violence with that fucking Raider Stadium and shit, man. It's like niggas don't get it. Niggas don't got jobs. What do you think happens when there's no jobs and there's no money and poverty is stricken? Motherfuckers gonna create violence. You feel me? The reason she said all of that is because she said she felt terrified for her life because the police killed black people. Then she said murder. They cut up the footage. Exactly. I know they cut up the footage, Shawnee, because I saw the whole thing was unedited. Remember the first video I did? On that, the whole thing was unedited, and she said, "I'm afraid for my life. I'm afraid for my kids' life because all y'all do is go around and kill black people, and you're racist, and you're a Mexican, and you're racist, and you don't like black people." That's what she really said. And I'm in fear for my life, and I'm a teacher. And why did you stop me? I was going under the speed limit. Will you stop me because I'm black? Or no, she didn't even say I'm black because y'all kill black people, and I'm in fear for my life or some shit like that. Because the first video I watched was unedited. It was unedited. It didn't show any of that stuff. Like that day, because you know the news gonna chop up what you say and what you do. And I do agree with that. Motherfuckers don't like it. I do agree with that. Look, man, y'all come here. First of all, let's just keep it a buck. Christopher Columbus, as I've said a million times, already wrote in a fucking diary that black folk were already here. He already wrote that. Black folk create white and black people. We're the only people that can do that. We can create albino and we can create dark. We can create green eyes. We can create black, brown eyes. We're the only ones that can do that. We are the fathers and mothers of civilization, not them. Christopher Columbus knew that. That's why when he got to America, first of all, he couldn't even get to America without the Moors. So stop. I'm tired of motherfuckers acting like Christopher Columbus was building the ships. No, nigga, Moors was building the ships. Why do you think they got Admiralty Maritime Law? Why do you think they put this misnomer out that black folk don't like the water? Because we ruled the water. So they know that. That's a motherfucking fact. So, of course, and Christopher Columbus's dumbass was writing everything. First of all, Christopher Columbus got here and they couldn't even cultivate the land. So they didn't even know how to grow crops and shit. So they started eating each other. There's a book about cannibalism. I keep looking for it, and it's about Christopher Columbus and them eating each other. Yeah, black people were in Mexico first. That's a fact. What do you mean? Mexicans are black. They're descendants of us. Everybody is a descendant of us. But when it comes to the United States of America Incorporated, no, sir, we built this country, not nobody else. I'm tired of everybody talking about how they had their part in building the country. No, we built the motherfucking country. Period. Black labor equals white wealth. And I don't give a fuck what no nigga says. Too many books that say otherwise. That's why when you're talking about crackination and the crack scene and the whack scene or whatever, go read Medical Apartheid. That's all I need to say. I don't need to get into that. Motherfucker want to tell me, oh man, you can't be like that and whack shame motherfuckers. Let me see. I'm at my destination. I'm gonna holler at y'all later, fam. Stay up. Hey, all right, there, Shawnee. I'm about to get up out of here too, man. I went way over. But I'm just telling y'all, man, y'all need to really, really, really wake up and understand that. And that lady said what she said because of what she's been through and what she's dealt with. And I agree with that sister because let me tell you, I've dealt with a lot of that shit in my heyday. Motherfucker want to act like they different. Oh no, I'm Latino, man. I ain't like them. And then they get around there and they replicate the same type of behavior, man. So let me tell you something. What type of behavior are you replicating? And for that brother, Jackson Hayes, hey brother, keep your composure. Like on this podcast with my brother No Compromise, that nigga said the realest shit. Y'all need to make it home. Stop arguing and fighting. Stop arguing and fighting. You had a couple of brothers. You had one brother on there on No Compromise podcast. They was breaking that shit down methodically. Like, look, it's about making it home. Fight your battles in court. Stop trying to be brave and fight and get your hands off me and all that. We gotta learn how to keep our composure. I've dealt with the police. Like I said, I told that story when I got pulled over by the police 20 years ago out here in Las Vegas. They had me and this other girl I was dealing with at the time. We both black and she wasn't really nervous and I wasn't really nervous. And they just like had us out there for like fucking 45 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And then a black cop pulled up and he didn't really talk. It was crazy, man. And they was trying to get us to say some crazy shit. And I was just like, man, but I hadn't already been pulled over so many motherfucking times. I didn't even give a fuck. I didn't care. And it's about keeping your composure, man. So I feel like that's what you need to do in this life. Keep your composure. Stay in your lane, man. Don't worry about what somebody else is doing. Worry about what the fuck you need to be doing. That's it. Stop being a time-wasting mechanism. If you are committing the crime of wasting time, then get the fuck away from me. Straight up. If the conversation is not about nothing that is productive, then what are we doing? We're just wasting time. We're jogging in place. So we got to have that and start learning how to respect each other and have intrinsic value in who you are and have intrinsic value in your other people. And try to bank black. I already bought me some more shit from Tahuti Ma'arab, from X-Wolf. Man, spend your money with black businesses if you can. And have intrinsic value in who you are and stay in your lane. Don't try to keep up with nobody else. And remember, a job is something you do. It's not who you are. Hey, man, if you out there talking about, man, that NBA player Jackson Hayes, he real big dude, so he should have just complied with the officer. Guilty, nigga. I don't fuck with you, and you a Sambo. I'm out. Peace.